This week, you are going to learn a routine that's been in my professional theatre shows on cruise ships for the past 10 years. It is a killer 5-phase, 3-card Monte routine that gets insane reactions. It's also super easy to do, so even if you're a complete beginner, you're going to be able to do this and have a pro-level routine you can amaze anyone with. Let's get into it. Guys, you're about to see one of the oldest con games in all of Magic, and it's a very simple game. It uses 2 cards that are the same, so in other words, 2 Queen of Hearts, and 1 card that is odd, which is the Ace of Spades. Now, the Ace of Spades is the money card, so in other words, if you follow this card, you win the money. Now, I'm going to turn the Ace of Spades face down, I'm going to mix the cards like this, and you probably, if you're watching closely, saw the ace end up over here. Now, everyone bets on this card at this point. You go, no, no, no. I'm trying to help you out. You should trust me a little bit more, come on. So, the problem with this version of the game, called Chase the Ace, is that a lot of people found it very difficult to keep track of the ace. So nowadays, it is played with only 1 red queen and 2 black aces, and that makes the game a little bit easier to follow. However, now it's not the ace that you're keeping track of, it's the queen, and the idea is pretty much the same. So in other words, the queen goes in the middle, the 2 black aces either side, and if I was to mix the cards like this, you would probably all bet on this card. And if you bet on this card, you would lose, because the queen is always the furthest card away from the money. So at this point, you're ready to walk away, right? And you're like, that's it, I've lost enough money. But they make you an offer that is too good to refuse. So at this point, they would say, I tell you what, put your finger out. And the spectator at this point places their finger on top of the queen. He said, well, these cards, he'd normally take one of the aces and just take it out of play and put it in his pocket, like so. So now it's a 50-50 chance and you have your finger on the winning card. However, the hand is quicker than the eye. And that's why over here, now I have the winning card, I have the queen, and they are left with just the ace. Now, the problem is that the hustler that's doing the game, they can control the game. They can make you win or lose at will. So for example, if they want you to lose and you chose the bottom card, they would show that it would lose. If you chose the top card, it would lose. And if you picked the center card, it would also lose. But similarly, if they want you to win every time, then if you chose the bottom card, you would win. If you chose the top card, you would win. And if you chose the middle card, you would also win. So this is the thing, or the question. Now, if this is a queen and this is an ace, what would you bet that this card is, a queen or an ace? And they're going to give you an answer at this point, and you say, guys, have you learned nothing? Never play this game, because you will always lose. That's my 5-phase killer 3-card Monte routine. You are about to learn it, and you're going to have so much fun performing this. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already, come on, you're learning tricks like this every single week. And if you've got any ideas about the routine, drop them below, because I'd love to hear them. I'd love to brainstorm and create a whole new monster out of this thing. Don't forget, guys, if you're new to the channel, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to take your magic to the next level, I've got a bunch of courses designed to take you from 0 to hero in the shortest amount of time possible, like the best tricks in the world all put together in one course. So we're going to put them in the description down below. But now we're going to get into the explanation for this one. Grab a deck of cards. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so for this one, you're going to need 4 cards. You might have to buy 2 decks of cards for this just to get a duplicate card, but it is well worth it. Just go on Amazon and get 2 decks. It's easy. You're going to need 2 Ace of Spades, a Queen of Hearts, and a blank face card. Now, to be honest, you don't need a blank face card. You can quite easily use a joker, or any sort of like a completely different card. I like to use a blank face, and you can write whatever you want on this. So again, pop some ideas in the comments below how you want to end this, because this has so much creative potential. It's super cool. So that's what you're going to do, guys. The setup's really easy. The final card is going to go in your pocket like that, and you're going to start with these cards. The nice thing about each phase of this routine is you're always going to start with the cards in sort of Monte order. So you've got the 2 black cards and the queen in the middle. So it's super easy to remember. To start with, there is a little bit of sleight of hand in this, but it is super easy. You're going to do the world's easiest double lift. And the way I say it's the world's easiest double lift is because you're going to do a double lift of 2 cards from a 3-card packet. It's really the easiest way to do this. So you've got the cards together in your left hand, like so, and you're going to basically show the top card apparently as the queen. So to do that, all you're going to do is you're going to buckle the bottom card of the pack, like so. So it peels away, and it's just going to leave these two top cards together, like that. So now, all you're doing is you're buckling the bottom card, give it a little squeeze, those top two cards are left together, and you lift them up and show the queen. Just keep them together, don't let them spread. But it's so easy to do, you just reach over and show the queen. So it's the world's easiest double lift. So if you've never done magic before, this is getting you into the basics of sleight of hand. It's making it super easy to do. You show the first queen, apparently the top card. You're going to place this down to the left. Then you really do take the top card, which is the actual queen. You're going to place this down. And then you show the center card as the ace, and you explain this is the card that they need to follow and keep track of. So this is the world's easiest Monte sequence now, because you're going to just turn over the other ace. It's so funny. So you're going to turn the ace face down, and all I do is you mix the two on the left, the two on the right, and then the two end cards, like so. And then you follow up and say, you probably saw the ace end up over here. Now they're going to think it's here. They'd be right, actually. But you say, you probably saw it, it's ended up over here. And they're going to jump on this card. And you go, no, 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 no. I'm trying to help you out. Come on, guys. That is a big reaction. Okay, so first phase, that's it. Okay, so for the second phase, you're going to place this on the bottom. So in other words, again, you're putting this queen in the middle. So this goes on the bottom, this goes on the top, and you reset into your position. So the queen's in the center again. Now, don't underestimate the power of this phase. What you're going to do is essentially transform the cards. So now there are two black aces and one red queen. And I know people are going to jump in the comments and be like, no, 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 but that gives away the first phase. They're going to know how the first phase worked. They don't think like that. Trust me, guys, this phase 2 gets a massive reaction. And all I'll say is try it. Okay, just try it. Before you jump in the comments and you say, no, 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 that's exposed in the first. No, just try it, because I guarantee it's going to literally get such an amazing reaction. You're going to do the world's easiest transformation. So all I do is it look like I'm mixing the cards. I'm just reversing the order of the cards once, and then I reverse it again. It just literally puts them back into the same order. It's just so they can't really keep track of what card is what. And then you're going to put the cards down like so. And now you say, these days, the game is played with one red queen and two black aces, and people find it a little bit easier to follow. Now, this is actually Never Give a Sucker an Even Break by Roy Walton. It's an amazing start to a Monte routine. So don't underestimate that. That gets a massive reaction. Try it. Again, you're going to reset. So you put the queen back in the center, like so. And this is, I think it's Martin Gardner's Optical Monte, or Optical Reverse. So in other words, what you're going to do is you're going to outjug the queen, like so. All that's going to happen is that your right hand is going to turn down, like so. And you're just going to flip these two cards over, okay? So that'll be down, and you're going to flip these two cards over, like so. But at the same time, you're just basically flipping that card over. But at the same time, you're going to turn these over, and this actually leaves the ace sticking out. So as you turn these cards over, then that flicks over, and you're left with that. But what you end up with is a really nice sequence, because you're going to follow up with a frustration count, and it's going to really sell this. So in other words, this is what's going to happen. You're going to flip this over, that goes down, this goes on the bottom. So what that's really done now is an ace is sticking out and the queen's actually on the top. But you sell it because you let this slide out of the center, put these two squared, and now you're going to follow up with a frustration count, and it sells that this is the queen. So you show the ace here, like so. You're going to put this down, and then you're going to show an ace again. So it looks like you show one card, you just peel the top card off, and you show the next card, and you put it down. So they would swear now that this is the queen, right? So now I just mix the two cards on the right, like that, and then I just mix the two end cards. So swap the two end cards, like that. And you say, most people would bet on this card, because that's where it apparently ends up, and they would lose. You turn over the center card, because the queen is always the furthest card away from the money. Okay, and that is phase 3. Now we're going to move into phase 4. And again, you're going to put the cards into your starting sequence. So that's why this routine is so easy to remember, because you're always coming back to this sequence. It's very, very simple. So now you're going to turn the cards face down. And what you want to do is you just want to be speaking to the spectator. And I explain at this point, well, this is where they'd make you an offer that you couldn't refuse. And all I'm doing is I'm reversing the order of the cards. And because it's like alternate, they won't change position. So you're just reversing the order. But to them, it looks like you're mixing the cards. And you say, at this point, they would make you an offer that you couldn't refuse. This is what they would do. Again, you're going to do the world's easiest double lift. So same again that we did before, you're going to buckle that bottom card. So you end up with 2 here. And now you're going to lift these 2 together. Okay, so again, it looks like the queen, but you've got an ace behind it. So a little buckle like that. And then these 2 are squared up and just shown as the queen. Now, guys, if you're into magic, if you've done magic before and you want to do a standard double lift, like a push off or something like that, or you want to do one of these, it's absolutely your call. If you can do that, go ahead. I'm trying to make this accessible for beginners as well. So if you're a beginner, you can buckle like so and just show the queen. All right. However you want to do your favorite double lift right there, then apparently you have them place their finger on top of the queen. Again, you're going to do a nice frustration move here. You get so much mileage out of the frustration count in this routine. So if you just lift the cards up like so, you show the top card, which is the ace, peel this off and show this one again as the ace. So apparently you've got 2 aces. This one's going to go in your pocket. What I do is when I put it in my pocket, I put it underneath your message card. So in other words, your message card is now on top, and it's in a second you're going to reach in for it and you know the card on top is going to be the card with your writing on it. So now you explain that now it's 50-50 chance, much better odds. You've actually got your finger on the queen. You snap, you have them turn over the cards, so the magic happens in their hands. Super strong moment. That's the ace. This is the queen. So now you're going to set up for essentially what is Color Monte. So if you know Color Monte, it's a really, really nice 3-card Monte routine, and I think it's a great way to finish this. So you're going to turn the queen down like so. You're going to reach into your pocket to apparently remove the other ace, and you're just going to put it on top. Now this is really your message card, okay? So you're going to put your message card on top, and then the ace is going to go underneath. So that's everything, and now you're now set up for the Color Monte sequence position check. You should have your ace on your bottom, not your ace on your bottom, the ace on the bottom, not your bottom, the bottom. Ace on the bottom, the queen in the middle, and your message card on top. So this is a fun little sequence, and it allows you to show each card as being the ace, each card as being the queen, and then you finish with a message. So what you're going to do is to show the bottom card as the ace, you show it like this. Very, very easy. Now you're going to show the top card as the ace, like this. And the way that you do that is with your first finger and thumb, you're going to slide back the first card. Then you're going to align the bottom card with the top card. So you watch this bottom card. If I slide it forward like that, let's exaggerate this so you can really see it. Okay. So if I just expose this, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be aligning the bottom card with the top card. So the 2 come together like so. And the way that you do that is you slide this card back with your first finger, your second finger, your first finger is now on this, your thumb's at the back, your second finger is on this second card, and all you're going to do is you're going to push everything forward like that. And what that'll do is it'll essentially out-jog that center card. Okay. And you're using your thumb as a backstop as well. So when your first finger and your second finger there, at the back, that card is now sliding and hitting my thumb there. And that's how you know the 2 cards come together. And because you've got your fingers squared around the pack, that's how you end up with everything nice and squared. So essentially what you've got now is you've got the middle card out-jogged. And all you're going to do is if you pinch the ends of these 2 cards like so and strip this card out in the middle, now you're left with 2 cards in your right hand that you can then turn over and show as the ace. Turning over the top card and showing it as the ace, you put this back on top, and now you spread and take out the center card and show it as the ace. So now bottom, top, and center have been shown as the ace. Now you're going to put this back on top, like so. And now you're set up to show each card as a winner. So in other words, I can turn the cards over like this and show the queen on the bottom. I do this same move again where I pull this back and align. So now you've got these out-jogged like so. You're going to pinch the 2 ends together like so, and you're going to show this card. Apparently the top card is the queen. And then you're going to reach in to the center and you're going to show the queen. So apparently bottom, top, and center are all the queen as well. You put this back on top, and now you're set up for your big surprise finish. So in other words, you can turn this card over like this and show the queen. You can show this card, next card over, and show it as the ace. And you say, but guys, what would you bet that this card is? Would you say it was a queen or an ace? Guys, haven't you learned already? You will always lose. And you can write whatever you want on that final card, but it's a really, really great surprise. It's 5 phases, so much magic, very, very simple to do. Hope you guys enjoy that. If you like it and you want to see the most viral tricks that I've ever had on my channel, check out this playlist. There's some bangers on there. Right now, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much.